Mental health has become one of the most discussed topics in modern society. Science continues to study human behavior, emotions, trauma, brain chemistry, and psychological development. These discoveries provide valuable insights that help people understand many struggles of the mind. Yet despite decades of research, science still cannot fully explain every thought, every emotional shift, every temptation, or every inner battle that takes place within the human heart. The Bible reveals a deeper reality. God made no mistake in His creation. Humanity was created with purpose, value, and design. As written in Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, God created mankind in His own image. Every human life carries dignity because its origin is not an accident, but the intentional work of the Creator. While psychology often describes symptoms, behaviors, and emotional patterns, Scripture points to an ongoing spiritual conflict affecting humanity. Many people experience fear, anger, anxiety, hopelessness, addiction, and destructive thoughts. Science may explain how these emotions function, but the Bible teaches that believers must also recognize a spiritual dimension behind the struggles of life. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 reminds us that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces of evil. This does not mean every emotional difficulty is caused directly by a demon, nor does it reject the value of medical or psychological care. However, Scripture teaches that Satan seeks to influence hearts and minds away from God. His goal is to distort truth, weaken faith, and lead people towards sin. Jesus described the enemy's purpose in John chapter 10 verse 10, saying that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. Many people today are unknowingly influenced by destructive thoughts, unhealthy desires, bitterness, pride, or despair. These influences often begin subtly through emotions and fleshly desires. The enemy seeks opportunities to manipulate human weakness, but God provides a way of victory. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 teaches believers to be transformed by the renewing of their minds. Following Jesus is not merely adopting a religion, it is allowing God to reshape the heart and mind through His truth. Science limited to explain the mind and body, but it cannot fully explain the spiritual battle described in Scripture. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8 warns believers to stay alert against the enemy's influence. The good news is that Jesus Christ came to save, restore, and guide us into truth. As John chapter 8 verse 32 declares, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."